Today I'm going to be talking about the new buff and changes to the recent fish update. About a couple hours ago, they released a couple of buff changes to some rods, and I will be talking about them. I will talk about some of the important one, but any other I will put on the screen and let you guys see it. First, the first change was the nectar bait. It was used to be limited, but now is an unusual bait. Is lure speed became from 10, I believe from 10 to 30, and we now prefer nectar, which duh. And the way to get nectar, you can see here, I use standing still with my stinger, and I already get some nectar, which you obtain from the nectar then at a base 1% to chance during the nectar bloom with 50% for double, 10% chance while using the sweet stinger, which I have here. And if you have scavenger, it will greatly increase your chances of getting a nectar bait. And also you can get a nectar from these flowers over here you open around the living garden. Is I don't know the percentage, they don't say anything about the percentage, but it's probably 1 in 5, I think. I'm not too sure. For the remembrance rod, it doesn't change anything, but except for the quest. The quest one, the sorrow in you. Let me see. Yeah, the sorrow in you. It used to be 500, now to 300 of, and of course for the breath of life from 500 to 300, which is gonna be so freaking better for you when you like doing this quest for the mastery, which is also good. And the next thing is about the tropical toucan, this bad boy. Apparently at the nectar den it can catch things that it would used to catch in the large jungle. Like if you use a rod, you fish there, there's a percentage you will get a certain bait, like the large jungle bait, like the ant, glowworm, dragonfly, centipede, and also include nectar, but only in the nectar den, not observers. Observers is just all the normal bait that you would used to get in the large jungle. But now if you go down into the nectar den, you will also get all those bait and a nectar. The next pet that will change is the mutated Sharky. If from it plus 15% for natural chances and plus 30% when it's max level, plus 5% universal mutation chances, and plus 10%, I believe, the if it's max. It have a 15% to spawn a whirlpool every 150 seconds, 90 seconds as max level, and 100% as max level. I don't know what whirlpool mean. It's probably make like the fish like stun or something like that, which make this shark a pretty useful now. I haven't tested out yet. It have a 15% and 20% as max level for abyssal mutation. Allow travel into depths. Last for 30 seconds. 40 seconds for max level. I don't know what that means. 10% every 10 seconds to bite the bar. 20% for max and 5 seconds for max, which is pretty good now. One time 1.25 time bar acceleration for 5 seconds. Oh, that's and can trigger a start of the minigame, which is a which make the Sharky pretty strong now, if I have to say so myself. And I'm planning to do a tier list on all the current pet that you can get in fish right now, including the limited one you can get from the Fish Fest as well. So stay tuned for that video. And lastly, before we get into the rod or the rod update, I will talk about all the roaming fish. Apparently, Divine Secrets, you can get it, but only when the server is 10 minutes over. I can understand why, because they want people server hopping in their own private server to get Divine Secret there, Divine Secret here. So I understand that part. And it's spawned with a 1/10 of the original spawn rate, so I think a lot less rare. I think it's a lot less rare if you use by roaming fish, but I think is a lot less effective because is not as luck based on. I mean, it's still luck based if you want to catch a divine secret by a spear, but it will not have the one in 10,000 like this one right here. All of these fools, they're using this one right here. They use they use by fishing, and all that 10,000 I think is when you use your spear to catch them, if I'm not mistaken. So that's for it. And apparently they reduced the spawn rate of Cheribis, Lucas, Alkokamui, and Long Pike and Mustard. So two what the hell? Two two secret that you used to get in the ocean, and three apex that you get from the earthquake, which I don't know. What's this? Enter the string Whoople. Oh, so that's what the mutation dog does. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, so it spawned you right into the depths. Oh, I understand. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. I thought we would have you on fishing, but apparently it helped you get down into the depths easier if you don't have the respawn in here. Pretty neat. And the last thing about the small changes before I get into the rebalance rod is Caroline, I think this is what you call. Now, if you use the shell to give to her, if to get all the shell or fortune, corruption, or whatever, it doesn't have the. You have to wait for it. Now you will just spam it, which is so good because you can get the other. The other can get you shell, which is so good. Now you can just keep on spamming. You don't have to wait for the. You used to you place a shell and wait for the shell to rise up, and then you can collect it, but now you can just spam it. You don't need to wait for it now. So that is really good because I use all of these shells a lot, especially the endurance used to really good on catching high resilient bait. So I got that going for me. Now for the rod changes, I'm just gonna talk about four rod that is most important, and the other four rod I will put on the screen for you guys to see. And the first one is, as I would say on the start of the video, the sweet stinger rod. It got a buff from a 10% focus hunt to a 20% to a 20 focus hunt. I mean, a 2 to 3 disturbance, a 50% while fishing in honey, and as you can see when before you have a passive of catching nectar and some honeycomb, yeah, right there. Every I don't it doesn't say every so often, it just do it on its own, so you can just leave it AFK and get some nectar, which is pretty cool. And now for the wisdom rod, as you can see here, it got a buff from a 80% what wisdom rod. Fish, I think you broke your game. It's supposed to say from 80 to 130, a level requirement from 80 to 50. But why is the wisdom rod I have only 80. What? Um, fish, your game's broken, bro. It's broken. It only appear 80 for me. Fish, you better fix your game, bro. Never mind the wisdom rod, I guess. And the next changes is for the bloom spire rod. Is all the three mode of it just increase the fun hunt focus of the flower guardian. Like this one, I believe it gave 10, no, 15%. I mean, the twisting toxin gave a 10%, 10 focus right here, and for the stumbling elegance plus 20, which is pretty good if you want to, do the divine secrets. No, not divine secret, the secret flower guardian, the toxic guardian, if you have a friend, which is pretty good. The last rod I'm going to be talking about is the Rod of the Depths. It hunt focus for Absolute Darkness is from 3 to 5. It's had added a 15% for a hex fish. I got a Leviathan, that's the only thing I have. And every 2 catches, spirit gained a abyssal fish, 1.35% weight or 15% for hex. It doesn't really matter because this route nobody really use anymore. So I mean, it's pretty good changing for the early game peeps for who want to increase their level or catch good fishes to get some good money. And finally, there's still 4 routes left that I haven't talked about yet, but I will put them on the screen for you guys to see, and you can pause the video to see the changes and whatnot. So yeah, and that should be everything about this update. That should be everything, I believe. Until they update any further content, I will definitely make a video on that. So yeah, stay tuned. Bye.